Welcome back to the series where I take a look at all of the Premier League teams. In this episode, I'll focus on Leeds United, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United and Newcastle. Which players should we invest in for our FPL teams and which players should be avoided? Let's have a look. Mixed opening fixtures for newly promoted Leeds, really good fixtures in Game Week 1 and Game Week 5. Game Week 4, the home game against Spurs might be a good game as well, especially for their attacking assets, but they have a couple of tough fixtures against Chelsea in Game Week 2 and Nottingham Forest away in Game Week 3. On set pieces, Pirou taking their penalties, Gruev and Aronson on free kicks, and Gruev and Daniel James taking their corners. Their most selected asset at the moment is 4.0 million Darlow, the goalkeeper. Pirou 5.5, he is selected by 3.5% of the managers, while Bamford 5 million, he is selected by 3.5. Bamford, I would really advise you to avoid Bamford. He did not play much in the championship last season and he is not a starter for Leeds. I think that a lot of FPL managers have selected Bamford with the memories of Leeds being up in the Premier League last time under Bielsa, but this is not the same Patrick Bamford as we saw in the 23-24 season. So stay away from Bamford, he is not a regular starter for Leeds at the moment. The best FPL picks from Leeds, in my opinion, I think that Rodon is a really good option at the moment. He's only priced at 4 million, so he is one of the best starting 4.0 defenders in the game. He's actually in my first draft and will probably be my 5th defender heading into Game Week 1. I'm really not that interested in other Leeds options, to be honest, but Pirou 5.5, he is their penalty taker, so he might be a decent option at 5.5, while Daniel James, he has some experience from the Premier League, 5.5. I wouldn't really advise you to get either Pirou or James. I think that there are better 5.5 options both in midfield and up front, but if you really think that Leeds will do well in the opening, Pirou and James are decent options. Next team out is Liverpool, last season's champions. They have a really good opening fixture against Bournemouth before they have a couple of tough fixtures in Game Week 2 and Game Week 3 against Newcastle and Arsenal. Good fixture in Game Week 4 against Burnley before they play against Everton in Game Week 5. I actually think that this is a tough fixture for Liverpool. We know this is the Merseyside derby and it can go either way. Set pieces on penalties for Liverpool, we know Mo Salah will take their penalties. If he's not on the pitch, Gakpo will be their penalty taker. On free kicks, Szoboszlai, Van Dijk, McAllister, and corners, McAllister and Robertson. Most selected players from Liverpool, Mo Salah 56% selected, 14.5 million. He is the most expensive player, only Haaland comes close at 14.0. So Mo Salah the most expensive player in the game, selected by over 50% of the managers. He's actually not in my current draft. The thing is with Mo Salah, we know that he has a history of starting well in the Premier League, so it can be a bit of a risk going against him in Game Week 1, but there is so much we can do with our teams and the budgets by leaving Mo Salah out, but I'll discuss this later on. Wirtz is next on the list, 8.5, so a bit more budget friendly. He is rumored to be on corners. It's not confirmed, but in the friendlies this summer he has been taking some set pieces for Liverpool as well, and if this is true, then he can become a really good option at 8.5. Currently selected by 36% of the managers, while Frimpong, another new signing for Liverpool, priced at 6 million, a defender, he is selected by 27.5% of the managers. So Liverpool assets really popular in the FPL community. I think we should have Liverpool players in our teams, but I'm not so keen on the idea of tripling up on Liverpool. I think that the fixtures are a bit tougher than it looks on paper, and especially the game in Game Week 5 against Everton, the Merseyside derby. I think that this can be a tough game for Liverpool. The best picks from Liverpool at the moment, Wirtz is my preferred Liverpool asset. We can do a lot with the 6 million spared by going with Wirtz over Mo Salah. Of course, Mo Salah is still a really good option, will probably fight for the golden boot, but 14.5 is expensive. The last player on this list is Van Dijk, 6.0 premium defender. He can contribute with attacking returns on corners. He can take free kicks himself he can get clean sheets, and of course he can pick up the defensive contribution points. So Wirtz, Salah and Van Dijk in that order for me from Liverpool at the moment. Please let me know in the comments down below who is your preferred Liverpool options. Since you're still here, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more FPL content. My best rank is 157 in the world and has 7 times finished inside the top 35k. If you're interested, go join my mini league. The link is in the description down below, and if you want to watch part 1 and 2, the link is also in the description down below. But let's continue with Man City. Next out is Manchester City. Really good opening fixtures for them, but in game week 5 they have a tough game away against Arsenal. We should invest in Man City options, but the problem with them is that there are some issues with rotation in this team. They have a really strong squad, but let's take a look at Manchester City. Set pieces, Erling Haaland, he will continue taking their penalties. We saw last season that Marmoush actually took a couple while Haaland was on the pitch, but I think that Erling Haaland will continue taking their penalties. Free kicks will be Marmoush, their new signing Echeverry. Foden will take some of them from the right hand side of the pitch with his left foot, while Bernardo Silva and Marmoush will take their corners. Their most selected asset at the moment is another new signing, Ait Nouri. Premium defender priced at 6 million and selected by close to 30%, it's 27% selected at the moment. Haaland is next, 18%. Lowest starting ownership for Erling Haaland so far, 18%, and of course the price tag is steep, 14 million, so I think that FPL managers are looking to spread the funds a bit more at the start of the season. Guardiola, 6 million, really good defender. Problem with Guardiola at the moment is that I think there are so many good defensive options from Man City at the moment, and I can see Guardiola playing centre back a bit more and Ait Nouri taking the left back spot, but let's talk more about this when I select the best picks from Man City. At the moment, I think Marmoush is the best value pick from Man City. He played a lot last season. He will probably continue being a regular starter. At 8.5, I think this is a really good price on some set pieces, free kicks and corners, and I think that he potentially can be differential at the start of the season. Erling Haaland is next. I think, of course, that he is a good FPL option. The only problem is that he's priced at 14 million. Last on this list is actually Trafford. I think that he can be an absolute gem if he turns out to be the starting goalkeeper for Man City. Joined from Burnley this season. I can't really see any reason for Trafford to leave newly promoted Burnley to sit on the bench for Man City. So I think that at some point he will be the starting goalkeeper for Man City. Only priced at 5 million, so this can be a really good deal. So keep an eye out for Trafford in the preseason, and if Ederson leaves, I think that Trafford is an absolute must-have. Man City's neighbours, Man United, not the best season in 24-25. They finished 15th. Tough start to the season playing against Arsenal, but then they have a couple of good fixtures against Fulham and Burnley. Game week 4, tough fixture again against Man City and Chelsea in game week 5, so really tough opening fixtures for Manchester United. On set pieces, Bruno Fernandes taking most of their set pieces, penalties, free kicks and corners. I think that Mbeumo potentially can be next in line on penalties and will have his share on free kicks and corners as well. Their most selected asset at the moment is Mbeumo, newly joined from Brentford, priced at 8 million, selected by 18% of the managers. Next on the list is Cunha, another new signing for Manchester United, priced at 8 million as well, and selected by 12% of the managers. To mention Bruno, the set piece taker at Manchester United, 1 million more, 9 million, and he is selected by 11% of the managers. In my opinion, the best pick from Manchester United is probably Bruno Fernandes. Even though he is 9 million, I think that he probably is worth the upgrade from Cunha. The only worry for Bruno is that he might play a little bit deeper, but in the friendly so far, he has played in an advanced role and actually done pretty well when it comes to goals and assists. Bruno Fernandes is that kind of player that will pick up some defensive contribution points as well, so Bruno Fernandes might actually be a really good pick this season, but with these fixtures I will probably stay away for the start of the season. Next player on this list is Dalot, mostly due to the pricing, 4.5. I think that Patrick Dorgu is a decent option as well. He has done well in preseason, but at the moment I think that the experience of Dalot is worth 4.5. Last on this list is Cunha, 8 million midfielder. He is in because of the potential of him being Manchester United number 9 in some of the games. I think that Bruno Fernandes potentially can play a bit deeper and Mbeumo a bit to the right, while Cunha will potentially play through the middle and occasionally take the role as the false 9 in Manchester United. We saw this in Wolves as well, so Cunha can potentially be a really good asset. The last team in part 3 is Newcastle. Did fairly well in the 24-25 season, finishing 5th. A couple of tough fixtures for Newcastle in the opening, playing against Aston Villa and Liverpool, but then they have in game week 3, game week 4, good fixtures against Leeds and Wolves. On set pieces, Alexander Isak taking their penalties while Gordon is next in line. Alexander Isak has been rumored to leave Newcastle this summer, but at the moment it looks like he will stay. Free kicks, Trippier, Schär, Gordon, and corners, Trippier, Hall, and Gordon. Their most selected asset at the moment is Alexander Isak, 33%. I think that this potentially could have been a bit higher if it wasn't for the rumors that he would join Liverpool. Dubravka, 4.0, 11%, while Elanga selected by 10.5% of the managers. The best pick from Newcastle is probably Alexander Isak. If he stays, he is one of the best strikers in the league, so 10.5, I think that this is a good price for Alexander Isak, especially if Newcastle can find some of the form they had last season. Gordon, 7.5, he is one of the nailed-on players in the Newcastle attack. They have a lot of good options at the moment. Murphy, Elanga, I think that they will see rotation, so Gordon is the best option for me. If you want to cover the Newcastle defense, I think Pope at 5 million is a decent option. That's it for part 3 out of 4. The next part will be about Forest, Sunderland, Spurs, West Ham and Wolves. Please give this video a like if you enjoy the content and subscribe to the channel for more FPL content. Thanks for watching.